The Johnsky is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Milts is freaking nameless. My name is King Prime. Welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at another sort of brand new Jazwares World of Halo action figure. That being the Jazwares World of Halo 4-inch ODST. Of course, like most of the Jazwares Vault action figures that have been released recently, they come in this Halo shipper with cheap on the front, side, other side, and back. Just says Halo a bunch on all sides. Not really that entertaining unless you want to look at the barcode. But you don't really care about this. You care about that. Before we take a look at the figure itself, let's take a look at what it comes in. Of course, here up on the front, you do have the Jazwares Vault Gold foil sticker, which is very nice. That accompanies all of the very nice product photos of the ODST himself with that nice battered armor. On the side there's another photo of the ODST, and it says ODST with accessories. This is the 8th figure in the Jazwares Vault line. Just a little bit of the window on the side, but on the back there, we do have the full-bodied photo of the ODST. Down at the bottom, it says ODST with accessories, including the battle rifle and environmental base. On the bottom, there's some legal jargon. But of course, being one of these Vault figures, it does often have, and most of these have, an opening door. On the inside, you can see a photo of the ODST just posted up, looking very big, very mean, very intimidating. And on the inside, you see where the figure would be if I had removed it, with that very nice 2004-ish packaging in the background there. Jazwares Vault sticker right there again, and that is about it. I say in every single video, my friends, but you only really care about the packaging if you're a box card collector, which I'm not. I'm here to open and review toys, and that's just what I'm going to do. Freeze frame.
I have armor lock. You cannot possibly hurt me.
I count 6 seconds, fuckface.
Freeze frame unfreeze, and here is the ODST out of the packaging. But before we take a look at him, let's take a look at what he comes with. Of course, first and most prominently, we do have the display base. This is just like a sort of faux textured base, kind of with like the Sands of Reach or one of the installations. There's no real specific location that these things are targeted towards. They do attach to other bases like them. I don't feel like we're demonstrating that gimmick because I've always found these things to be a complete pain in the ass, and I hate them. So I'm not really going to look at them. This is just something that is included. But the actual good accessory that's included with this set is, of course, the BR-55 battle rifle. And this is actually a very nicely painted and detailed weapon. It's just very hard to see on a plain background that I have here. The grip, the buttstock right here, the cheek rest, the optic, the foregrip, and the barrel are all picked out in either a very dark olive or gray paint, which is absolutely awesome. You can kind of see it a little bit more accurately on this side here. Yeah, definitely. Even the carry handle is picked out, which is very cool in my opinion. Buttstock's picked out as well. So overall, a lot of detail on this weapon right here. And of course, the ODST can hold it. How well he can hold it is kind of dependent on your copy of the figure, but he can get at least a one-handed grip on this, and if you want to get something more than that, you just got to turn his arm, slide the foregrip into the other hand, and he's holding it, although it's probably going to bend at this point, because a lot of these weapons have a tendency to warp over time. So if you don't want it to warp, there's of course a peg hole right on the side of the weapon that you can plug right into the back of the ODST, and just have him handle it like that, which is very cool. And he can just, carry around, and he's already posted up. So he's going to be always ready for an engagement, no matter where they drop him. Taking a look at the ODST himself, he is just an absolutely phenomenal looking figure. I really do enjoy how they painted and weathered the hell out of this figure. Getting up close here, you can see that he has insignia for the UNSC on his chest plate there. No regimental markings on his actual chest plate proper or anything, or on his abdomen. But you do see that there is some straps picked out in silver paint there on his crotch. Going around to the sides, though, he does have some sort of marking. It's a red block with some triangles on the bottom of his shoulder armor, which is a little strange. If you know what kind of insignia this is, and he has it on both sides, obviously, let me know, please. Nothing on the helmet, however, the visor is picked out in a nice matte blue, which is very deep, very aesthetic, I guess you want to say, if you want to recreate the rookie looking off into the distance pose. Going down, though, he does have that sort of navy blue and cobalt camouflage pattern that the other ODST figure, the one that came in the Big Shot 6-pack, came with. To me, at least, it appears that the camouflage pattern has been dulled just a little bit. It's still present, obviously, and you can still see it, but it is just, you know, it kind of breaks up the look of the figure just a little bit. I don't necessarily like it all that much, but I guess it is technically accurate to the lore, so I'll let it slide and look past it for now. Of course, the insides of his thighs are painted, and what is even more painted are his calves and his feet, which are caked in mud and grime. There's nice dry brushing all over this thing. I absolutely love the way this looks. They did a really good job on the painting with this thing. And even on the back, there are some straps and some more weathering details picked out in silver and brown paint. Absolutely awesome looking. Even the bottoms of his elbow pads are painted, which is really awesome to see. Of course, being just a complete repaint of that aforementioned 6-pack ODST, he does have the exact same articulation. That being a ball joint at the head that is on a hinge joint, so you can look that far down and that far up. I'd take it off, but I'd risk breaking the peg, and I don't want to do that. Sometimes Jazwares QC is not the best. Just have a full range of motion at the shoulder. It can go all the way around and about that far out. He does have an elbow bend, however, being a Jazwares figure, it is pitiful, and we are used to this by now. However, at that bend, it can double as a swivel. He has a rotation at the wrist and an in and out joint on his left hand, and an in and out joint on his right as well. So no up and down, unfortunately, but again, it's Jazwares. I'm used to this by now. He does have a diaphragm joint, so he can get his ODST reps in. However, at the waist proper, there is barely anything, and in fact, you're going to get more of a rotation out of the diaphragm by faking a waist swivel than at the actual waist, which is very unfortunate to see. That does not mean that he, and mind the angle here, does not have ball jointed hips, so he can again get a kick that far out, that far back until the hip starts going outwards because of the articulation and the hip pad armor, and about that far out with the splits. So no full Van Damme, unfortunately, but the articulation is there. You just gotta, if you really want to, you can lift that, and I just felt something peel, so I think I might have just accidentally unglued something. But you can get about that far out if you really force it, which I would not recommend because you don't want to break your figure. He does have a rotation at his upper thigh as well as a double jointed knee, so he can kick his own butt. He has a down at the foot about that far, an up at the foot about that far, and an ankle pivot, and that is a great ankle pivot. So luckily, you're going to be able to get some good dynamic standing poses out of this guy. That is about it for the articulation. However, let's bring some other figures in here to show you exactly how the ODST stacks up. Freeze frame.
Blind fools! Money! Money! Nigga!
Freeze frame unfreeze, and here is the ODST next to our previous World of Halo review, the Elite Zealot, who, as you can see, even on his base, is stacking way higher than the ODST. If I were to put him on the base, he's still quite a bit shorter, which is obviously lore accurate. Here he is next to the golden standard of action figures himself, Dark Times, Darth Vader, who, as you know, I've stated, still lore accurate if you put him on the base. I'm just going to leave him off of it for now. And here he is next to a fellow UNSC fighter, Noble 6, who, again, much shorter than, as is lore accurate. So luckily, the scaling on this figure is fantastic. I think they did a really good job with that. Of course, being a 4-inch figure, he's going to be a little bit taller than he should be with a 3¼ inch figure, such as Darth Vader. There's just a little bit of scale discrepancy between the two toy manufacturers, so take that as you will. That's enough for the scaling. Let's move on to my final thoughts so I can tell you exactly what I think about the ODST. Freeze frame. freeze frame unfreeze. So overall, I think that this ODST figure is by far the best out of the 3 we've taken a look at so far. That being, of course, the rookie and the 6-pack ODST that we reviewed a couple months ago. The painting and sculpting on this figure has been absolutely outmatched, and I definitely think that even though this figure retails for a lot of money, this is a $20 action figure as opposed to around the $12 mark that you'd get with a regular Jazwares World of Halo release. I think that the additional effort that Jazwares put into this figure makes it absolutely worth that price tag. There is no mechanical difference with this action figure than the previous versions, however. It is very clear that they put a lot of love into the armor detailing and the extra weathering and stuff like that makes this figure really atmospheric for whatever setting you could put him into. This figure looks like it just crawled out of one of the games, and it gives access to anybody who would like to build a squad of ODSTs. I know that, this has the red arm markings, which truthfully I don't know what they mean, but I'm sure that there's some lore nut that's freaking the fuck out right now that knows exactly what squad this belongs to and is very happy about this. I am also happy about this. The accessory's awesome. It's been very well painted. I wish that there would have been a little bit more included for the price, but honestly, I know Jazwares at this point and I know what they're about. This figure breaks those expectations that I've already set for them, and despite the fact that the articulation is still kind of ass, the detailing on the figure itself and the accessory makes this thing absolutely stellar in my eyes. I'm very happy to have it in my collection, and perhaps I may even get more of these in the future. So if you like the ODST, or you like Halo 3 ODST, the ODSTs, or Halo in general, make sure you share this video with your friends, share it with Facebook groups, all that good stuff. If you like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. It keeps helping the channel grow, it keeps helping me pump out this content. That's going to be pretty much it for this time, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, peace.